This part we haven't figured out.
We're live. It just kicked me out of the studio.
Oh.
Yay!
Wait, we're live? Oh, shoot. Hi, everybody. My signal wasn't good. Are we?
we're good. Okay, sorry.
Okay.
Hello, everybody. It's kind of hard to do this at a con.
Oh, hi. Especially when it's like
Maybe I should just take my sword off, guys.
Sam's taking her sword off, guys. What the? Okay. Yeah. Hi, everybody. So we are live here at UwU Con. 2022 is the first day of UwU Con.
Oh
Yes, I'm sitting on a little poofy poof because we've got the whole crew here on camera, guys. Oh my God. So I'm going to go ahead and introduce myself, and I then will pass the mic on and do some things. You'll see me on the phone. I'm paying attention. I'm just doing all the sharing. So I'm Jinx Cosplay. I've been cosplaying since 2001, and I'm dressed as Fantasy Ochako from My Hero Academia.
I want the pillow.
You want to do that?
I want the pillow. I'm just like the first thing I say to everybody is I want the pillow. Todoroki wants a pillow that kind of looks like ice. Hi, I am Thermo Cosplay, Sam from Thermo Cosplay. I've been cosplaying since 2014, and I am one of the hosts on Cos Talk Live. You guys have seen me before, and we are currently UwU Con in Bell Bank Park, Mesa, Arizona. Careful not to touch the bottom thing. I keep smacking it.
I shall not touch the bottom. Hello, my name is Head in the Clouds Cosplay. You can find me on Instagram, or no, not really Facebook. I don't use it, but you can call me Matt as well. I've been cosplaying for about 4.5 years or so, 5 years, and I'm dressed as Milo from Pokemon Sword and Shield. And what was the other thing you said? I don't know. It's been a long day, but it's been a good day. We're at super fantastic. Seeing lots of great cosplayers and local vendors, and even some vendors. I met some people from Texas, California, so lots of people from out of state as well. And we're here all weekend, so definitely make sure to come and stop by.
And I am Lena, aka Thermo Sidekick, as in her sidekick. At least I try to. And yeah, I started cosplaying when she did, but I'm more of a support role, which I'm totally good with because she gets to do all the hard work. And it's great.
Hello, everybody. I'm actually here in person. I am Chibi Raincloud area. I'm so excited I get to actually be here. This is my first Southern Con, and so it's been a real blast. I've been cosplaying since like 2009 or something like that, way too long. But I'm super excited, especially for tomorrow. We got some fun panels. I know we're doing how to elevate your cosplay, and I think tomorrow's also the Ghibli effect. And we also have judging. So anybody who is here who's interested, we're still doing signups for the cosplay contest until 4 p.m. So come on, stop by our booth, and I'll just pass this on.
Hey guys, Cool Gamers said hello from YouTube. Thank you so much for tuning in like every single map either. If you guys are familiar with the Eastmark community, it's out by Eastmark. There's a lot of sports and fields out here, and we're actually inside the, what do you call this, a sports arena. Yeah. Am I hitting you with my?
A little bit.
So it's an interesting venue, and what I love about this venue is that there's a lot of amenities. I think Head in the Clouds got to enjoy a little bit of margarita.
I did. They do have adult and child friendly things. They have margaritas and coffee and lots of. I had a bao bun that had a Hello Kitty face, and she was stuffed with teriyaki chicken, and that was very good.
So one of the great things about UwU is that they really want to focus on like food culture. So I guess since we're kind of on the topic, we can talk about the great food that we had today. Yeah, Chibi's over there like, me first, me first.
No, I've already been to like 4 of the food vendors. So the cool thing is they do have some vendors for allergy friendly people, which is exciting. But I've already had dango, I've already had takoyaki. They also have marasalas. So a wide range of Asian cuisines from different cultures and different places, and all of them have been on point. So like, go get some drinks. They also have a lot of fun matcha drinks. Yeah.
I had boba.
Besides my margarita and the bao bun, I've actually already done most of my purchases at the con, and it was pretty awesome. There's a lot of great art vendors here, again, local and unlocal. And we're going to bring some of our friends on that we've met here at con just to discuss their experience and who they are and where you can find them.
And then I'll pop at it. Oh, are you popping out?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So I got food because I saw Chibi's food. I never had takoyaki before, but then I was like, I'll try the takoyaki. As you'll see, we have some friends coming in here. And then I also had the gyoza, which was actually quite good. And I had the green tea, mango lychee tea. Oh, I said green tea. And it was really, really yummy. So it's amazing that there's more than just food. There is actually a general cafe and cafeteria, and there's some other little like drink carts. So it's a nice wide variety. Plus, because it's a sports complex, there's concession stands where you can just get your regular Cokes and water and whatever. So tons and tons of food options, which is always seems to be a problem with a lot of events. So as you can see, we've got 2 friends here. Yay! I'm going to go ahead and pass the mic to them, and they're going to introduce themselves, talk a little bit about yourselves, and yeah, let the audience know who you are.
Cool. So hello, everybody. I am Sapphire Nova Cosplay. I am a professional cosplayer right here in Arizona. I have been cosplaying professionally for 7 years now, and been cosplaying for over 20. We won't. I started when I was, in the womb. Yeah, no, that's a lie. But no, I've been cosplaying for a long time now, and this is what I do every day. I just love it. I love to keep the art alive. I love making all my own stuff. So it's fun. This is, truly a hobby and a passion and a desire of mine that I was able to turn into my career. So that's me.
Hi, I'm Captain Yummers. I just started cosplaying because of Sapphire right here. Yay! She's amazing. I don't know.
We converted her.
Yeah. I don't have much to say because I'm new and I'm just learning a lot from, her, and she's like an amazing mentor, right? But I also live here in Phoenix, so yeah. Hi.
So I actually want to say, like, don't say that you have not much to say, because what we love on this show is people from different backgrounds, experiences, skill levels, newbies, or not even non-cosplayers, like kind of like what their take is on cosplay. So actually, we do want to talk to you.
Oh, okay.
Like, is this your first cosplay?
No, I cosplayed in Game On. That was my first ever con, and it was amazing. I cosplayed as Seamus from, yeah.
So tell us, like, your experience in your first cosplay at your first event.
Well, so when so when I first walked in my first ever con, it just blew my mind because like I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go when I'm like 21 or 22. Like I'm gonna wait for it because like I can do like more stuff, right? Because right now I'm like just 20, but but just like coming here and just hanging out with people and meeting them, it's just such a great experience. Like you can like meet so many new friends. Yeah, like you guys.
And on the other end of the spectrum, Sapphire, you've been cosplaying for a long time. I've also 21 years now. So tell us what your experience is from as like when you did first cosplaying to like now being a seasoned cosplayer.
Yeah, I mean, the whole culture has changed, the way of making costumes, the availability of costumes, like things. I mean, even in the last like 5 years have changed drastically. I mean, there's just such a wealth of information out there now that it causes everybody to up their game, which is amazing. Like, it's so cool to see how people that it could barely I could wear it like a dunce cap. I mean, when it was attached to the actual cloak, it couldn't even make it up my head. It was like how terrible this thing was.
Oh my god.
But I was like, yeah, I made a cloak. I was so proud of it. But just the wealth of information that's out there now, and even the resources to, new cosplayers, people just getting into this, it is so night and day different. Whereas in the beginning, where I started, it was almost sort of inaccessible to a lot of people. Whereas now, the world is your oyster. It's so cool how the climate has changed.
And do you guys have any questions for them?
I just want to agree. As a cosplayer, the scene is so different than it has been. Even the last 5 years, for sure. And for me, this has been really exciting because Arizona is a little different. I'm from Seattle, so my cosplay community is a little different, but it's so fun. And I'm really loving just how many young people are getting dragged into our community. And if you told me this was your second cosplay, I wouldn't believe you. I'd be like, what are you talking about? You look amazing.
Anything from you?
I'm all right.
Lane's like, I'm chilling. Okay.
I can regale you with more bad stories of awful first cos. I was first. Second, I tried to be Android 18 from Dragon Ball Z. Which, fairly simple cosplay, right? Jean Van. But I could not for the life of me find a white striped shirt.
Yeah.
Okay, so, or white with just the black stripe. So, in my infinite wisdom, I decided the best way to put the stripes on the shirt, not to color them, because that would have been too smart.
Yeah.
No. I did it with ribbons.
Oh my! I had that in my head.
I glued the ribbons to it, and because ribbons are so stiff, I did it on my arm, so at least it fit.
Mm-hmm.
But it made it this tube. So I had this almost robotic, and not in oh look, I'm an android, this is cool kind of way. Mm-hmm. No, I looked like the cheesy 80s robot. Yeah, that was terrible. So that was cosplay number 2 right there.
That reminds me of, and this wasn't even that long ago, but I was living overseas, so I had taken a break from cosplay, and I came back home and I cosplayed as Arietti. This was in 2000, early 2010s. And I was I need to make her big clip. I made it out of clay, like an idiot. And it was so big and it was heavy that it was on the wig. And I was at the end, I was just dying and I just ripped it off. I was what am I doing? Haven't I been cosplaying long enough to know better? But guys, thank you so much for joining us because we've got more people we want to bring on. So guys, Sapphire Nova has a table here in the cosplay alley. So if you guys come, be sure to come and say hi. And we're going to bring on their table partners as well. So thank you guys so much. Yeah. All right. So come on, guys. I'm going to get up off this poofy poof. I think I displaced some air. I'm gonna have to squish next to you.
In here? Yeah.
So the camera's right there. Okay.
Yeah,
I am Savannah, the banana half of Banana Cake Cosplay, and I'm a Hufflepuff. This is relevant. Remember that.
Hi, I'm Cake of Banana Cake Cosplay, or Bree, and I am a Slytherin. Also, keep in mind, relevant to our origin story.
Oh wait, so before we go into the origin story, we are very My Hero right now. So obviously Chibi and I are the fantasy AU, Ochako and Kiri, and you guys are, you're the canon, Toga, and yours is
Halloweenified. We were supposed to have a vampire cape, but there were some mishaps.
I was supposed to be Dracula. But Miss Momo, Sapphire Nova Cosplay, did not bring me her Dracula cape.
Oh no.
So I'm just me, myself, and I. I'm scarier than Dracula, though.
But I kind of thought this was normal for Toga. So I was just a toga, right? Toga, and then spooky looking Kiri. Okay. So tell us about your origin story.
So 2019, right? Finally, my mom's like, okay, yeah, you can go to the convention by yourself, right? And I'm like, I'm the only one of my friends that was going to cosplay so far who I had cured. So I was like, hey, Banana, I'm going to a con and I think you should come too. And she's like, oh, well, are you dressing up? I was like, yeah, I'm dressing up, but you don't have to. I knew for sure. I called her up because
Knowing
I knew.
darn well I was gonna dress up. She Slytherined her way.
I specifically called you because I knew you were the one that would do it.
Oh, you're like, no pressure.
So she Slytherined her way into getting me to cosplay, and because I am her Hufflepuff counterpart, it worked.
Oh.
And so here I am, thousands of dollars in debt. Just kidding.
Hufflepuff of my friend group. I get that because I have a Slytherin who does that.
I'm the Gryffindor.
Yeah.
Very interesting reactions. They're like, oh, cursing
You're just
Gryffindor, that's boring. So, okay, any more to that story?
I mean, I don't know. I'm really happy that you conned me into going to a con.
Wait a minute. Wait, so you started cosplaying in 2019?
No, I
When did you start?
I mean, that was kind of the first time I had taken it like more seriously, but I want to say like 2015 or something. I have some high school cosplay. That
Oh, but in 2019 you were allowed to go by yourself because I met these lovely banana cakes at Tucson Comic Con 2019. Yeah, I remember. And I for some reason I'm like, you guys live in Tucson, right? Because we're all in Tucson. But no, they live here in Metro Phoenix area. So okay, what are your thoughts of UwU Con so far? So you guys are sharing a table with Sapphire. It's quiet today, which is normal for Friday. But what do you guys think so far?
Honestly, I'm really excited for how this show's gonna go. The staff here has been amazing to us so far. And again, it's Friday, it's a work day, and it's a first year con, so people might be a little scared because it's spooky season. But I've heard some things that it's just gonna be bigger tomorrow and Sunday, and I'm very excited, and I'm excited to just get to hang out with our cosplay friends because I feel like it's been a while. So I'm very excited. Everything looks amazing so far. The food is great. It's all been good so far.
I would say same thing. The staff is amazing, and I do think there's going to be a big turnout tomorrow.
Sam, we've got a couple of comments. I just can't access them.
no.
But I want to answer the comments. I'm working on getting them. I think Sam is. But tomorrow, guys, we're kind of anticipating. Oh, it's loud. We're kind of anticipating a lot of people tomorrow. So a couple of comments we have here. Oh, Jake says hello, waving from down the lane. You should be working right now. Just kidding. Thanks for watching. Let's see. Raul Marquez, I love it. Are you coming, Raul? Are you going to be here? Let us know. And then, he says, I have met my friend at Phoenix Fan Fusion in 2017. We've been best friends forever since. It's so cool. We connected over cosplay I was doing, which was my first time. Actually, like my closest friends right now, I say right now because like in seasons are your life, right? So it's like some of my closest friends are cosplayers. So, and it's a really great way to connect. Oh, yeah. We are streaming on the convention's Wi-Fi, so we do apologize if we do hiccup once in a while, but we are still here. So any other thoughts?
I agree. The staff has been lovely.
Yes, it actually was. So, of course, this is the first time this event's been occurring, and there are still a lot of learning curves, especially that this is a brand new venue. It's been pretty smooth so far, considering. What are you guys dressing up for the rest of the weekend?
So tomorrow I will be doing a female version of Piccolo from Dragon Ball Z. And spoiler alert, I got a purple shirt to match the jumpsuit that says, "This is my spooky dad costume." And then on Sunday, I will be doing Janna from League of Legends, but her bewitching form.
And tomorrow I'll be doing your Forger from Spy X Family. I finally bought that. And then on Sunday, I'll be doing Taiga Aisaga.
All right. Well, thank you, lovely Banana and Cake. Guys, I think your Instagram is Banana Cake Cosplay, right? I forgot to throw out Sapphire Nova's. Do you know her?
We'll just share.
Sapphire Nova. I was going to say it. Okay. Yeah, Sapphire Nova Cosplay. Thank you so much. We'll see you guys tomorrow and have fun. And guys, again, make sure you come by, say hi to Banana Cake and Sapphire Nova. And we're going to bring on our next guest. So see you guys. Bye. Come on down. So welcome, Jillian Foxglove, right? Hi, nice to meet you.
Yeah, I like the chair.
Super comfy. Wow. So I'm gonna hand you the mic. just introduce yourself, talk a little bit about your cosplay background, and kind of whatever. Yeah,
Absolutely.
I mean, don't go on like an hour tirade about your whole life story.
You guys gotta know my life story. I was bullied. That's true.
I mean,
like all of us.
right.
Hi, my name is Jillian Foxglove. I've been a cosplayer for about 10 years. I've been sewing since I was 6. I have been a costumer my whole life. And cosplay is really where I found my community and where I thrive. And so I find like-minded people that are just really lovely. And it really helps people express themselves. So I've always loved the cosplay community because it just really helps people to blossom.
Awesome. And again, you said where you're from.
I am from the East Coast. I am located in Maryland. I'm like right in between Washington, D.C. and Baltimore, so I bounce around.
So 2 questions that you can answer is, have you been here before at Arizona? And then also, what do you see different between this community and your community?
So this is actually my first time in Arizona. That's so exciting. That's awesome. I've been to Texas before. I've been to Chicago, but I'm an East Coast baby. I've been from every state from Maine down to Florida, but I didn't go west. And that's what I've been wanting to do forever. So I'm super excited to be here. So far, the community here seems so chill. They're so sweet. I feel like I'm waiting to experience the rest of this weekend because like Friday's early, you know what I mean? And so I want to experience the full convention before I really put in my 2 cents on this community. But I feel like the cosplay community, wherever you go, is a generally very accepting, lovely group of people that are just really here to support each other. And so I've had a great day so far. And the food vendors are fantastic. I had Pokemon steamed buns, and they were amazing.
Yes.
They were very cute.
Yeah. So again, guys, the food is so good here. The food. So we've got 3 different like communities. Like I'm like in the Southwest community, your East community, and then you're like Pacific Northwest. And you know, the one thing that's always the same is that obviously we're all weirdos. Doesn't matter where you live, you know. Like sometimes we're obviously in here it's a hotter climate, so we do approach cosplay probably way differently than you do in terms of how we plan things. Like having a convention in this time is great. Like there's not really much going on. I mean, we have I think Sabo is in the beginning of September, which is still very hot. And this is actually nice, and people get excited because when the pandemic happened, Phoenix Fan Fusion, which is our big con, was actually going to be in January. And we were like, so like you have no idea, it was like Christmas. We're like, we're so excited, oh my gosh. And then they changed it again back to May. So when this came out, we were thinking, oh, I could wear like this I wore in Seattle where it was chilly and it was fine. Like now I'm a little bit sweaty, but if I'd worn this in May, I would have been dying.
I mean, I specifically chose this costume because it's very airy and I knew I would just be dying. No, that like
Very airy.
everyone's telling me it's cool and I'm like, this is like peak summer for Washington. Like it is hot.
Yeah. I mean, even for me, like, but when it gets down, it gets cold. You didn't believe us because we were telling Chibi, like, bring layers. Like, it's gonna get really, really hot and then really, really cold. And it's gonna be really, really annoying.
In the desert, as soon as the sun goes down, it gets very, very cold.
Yeah.
But East Coast, it gets really, really cold.
So when is like your busy convention season? Like, what's your guys' year look like?
I feel like mine is weird because I go to a lot of winter cons. Because I go to Hallmat, I go to MagFest, Katsicon, etc.
Are those in Florida?
Hallmat is Florida. Katsicon and MagFest are both on the National Harbor in Maryland.
Yes.
And they're in the same building. They're both really fun cons. And so those are really busy cons. Like that's really busy for me. And then you have a lot of the summer cons. I wish there was more. Like my birthday's in March, so I want a March convention, but I also just think like more like fall and spring weather conventions would be amazing because I feel like there's Otakon and AwesomeCon and all these great cons. The New York Comic Con I know is one that is really good, like, but they get really hot.
Yeah.
And so like I love being here in Arizona and it's gorgeous here. It is so nice. You walk outside, you're like, this is very comfortable. Like you're not hot, you're not cold. It's perfect. And like, that is so rare for conventions.
Right. Yeah, because even when we did Phoenix Fan Fusion one year and it was like in the 90s, and you have no idea, we were excited for it to be in the 90s.
Katsicon was always, it's such a weird con because it's in February, and February in the middle of the East Coast is always like wild for weather because there are some years when we have been walking outside with like out jackets. We've been in like normal cosplays. not cold. It was really gorgeous. And then there's other years where it snowed. And so it's like, you really just roll the dice with what the weather will be for like that kind of convention. Because the East Coast is a swamp and it changes weather very rapidly. We have like false spring. You think it's spring and then it's not.
We have those too, so I get it.
What's spring? So here in Arizona, we have like two seasons. It's like hot and then not as hot. But we were actually talking earlier because Chibi's been helping Thermo finish up a cosplay. I think every time she talked about it, you were like, "What? You still need to paint what?" And then, but here, paint dries like in an hour or less, and then I was telling Chibi, like, we paint something, go do something else, and then do another coat, go do something else, and it's like done in like a couple hours. But you're saying it takes like how long to cure?
Yeah, because I'm in a very coastal climate. I'm like right on the Pacific coast, and so you want to give yourself like a minimum of like 4 or 5 hours for just like if you want it to be tacky, and then 12 to 24 hours for anything that's stronger than just like acrylic paint. And even like resin casting, you do like up to 48 hours just to make sure, because we have so much moisture in our air. And so I was helping paint for the costume tomorrow, and I'm like, what do you mean you still have to paint this costume? Like, it's not going to happen. Yesterday. So I'm like, there's no way this is gonna get done. And then I painted a coat, and then I like switched over to like another piece, and then the other piece was done, and I'm like, oh, so I could just like rotate through all the pieces, and then like by the time I'm done with the 5th coat, I'm done. So
yeah. So what's crafting like for you?
It really heavily depends on the season, because whenever I use Plastidip, like in the summer and in the harsh winters, I can't really do it outside, and so I've switched to a lot of like paint on like sealers that are really good. But it really depends on this weather. But I feel like it's also a very humid climate, so it does take longer than drier climates, which I'm very fortunate to have the space to be able to do it in my backyard or inside or wherever I need to do it, that is separate, where I can be extremely ventilated and very, very safe, because that's such an important part of working with any of these cosplay materials. I actually have a panel about intro to cosplay materials tomorrow.
What time and where?
It is, I think it's 1 to 2. I'm pretty sure it's 1 to 2. Do
you know the room number?
Double check. I don't remember the number off the top of my head, because it's been switching around a lot, so I'd have to figure that out. But yeah, I go over a lot of the stuff of like when you need to wear a respirator, and when is a dust mask acceptable, and when is it not, when you need more, and that kind of thing, because it's so important. And there's a lot of cosplayers who make really cool build videos, but they're condensed, and so they make fake shots of them like pretending to heat something up, but then they're not wearing a respirator because they're not actually doing it. But then someone new might not know that it's very toxic, and so that's like why I want to make sure that anyone getting into cosplay knows exactly what they're working with.
That's great. Actually, Sam is a huge proponent on safety. She's always talking about respirator. So you guys need to like connect.
Yes.
No, actually, last weekend at Pentacon, I did a cosplay panel that was just cosplay safety, and we covered everything from like makeup and contacts to like respirators, when you need to use them. Yeah, any type of resin casting, glues. Like, it's so important, and I feel like a lot of people that the problem is, like, the best thing is we can now get all these tools so easy. We can just go buy resin kits. We can just go get foam and get started. But there's no one there to teach you how to do it. So you're never taught like, okay, you need a respirator in this situation, or you want to make sure you're using gloves in this situation. And a lot of us are just learning online and using those fake videos, and you don't realize. So it's so important to talk about that. And I will hopefully be at your panel.
I think not everyone can afford the books, which is usually where a lot of those cosplayers will go into more detail. But books are expensive, and especially for newer cosplays that maybe don't have as much income, like disposable income, they might not have access to like the longer forms where people really go deep into detail. They're just kind of going off of little tips and tricks they see. And so I think it's really important to make that accessible to everyone so that they know. And that's why I appreciate it whenever people put disclaimers, even if they don't wear dust masks or whatever in videos, or they can't see it, be like, hey, I'm wearing respirator here. Make sure that you're wearing it, because I know so many people who have been hospitalized just because they didn't know what they were doing is wrong. And bad for them,
Right. And so when you guys were talking about like curing resin and stuff, I wanted to mention this.
I don't even work with resin because it's so smelly.
Oh my gosh, so bad. But there was an episode of Heroes of Cosplay. So Ricky Lee lives in Georgia. and she was doing Ash's bow from League of Legends, and she was casting it in resin. I think it's like 48 hours later, it still did not cure. I was like, oh my god.
Georgia for you.
Yeah,
So humid.
yeah, so I think we, like Sam and I, because Sam's a native and I'm pretty much a native, and I think we take for granted like how fast things get done. That's why we are so notorious for crunching, which is bad. Do not crunch.
No, I mean, this summer we actually got into like the hundreds up where I'm at, which is insane. But I literally I crunched during that time because I'm like, things can dry. So I ended up painting 2 pieces during that period because I was like, oh my god, I can actually get something done while there's heat. So yeah, no, I actually got part of my skateboard done for recce, and then I got most of my D-lit done in that really hot period.
So I think that's an interesting comment, that this is I'm gonna crunch during this heat wave. It's just a very strange thing, that other hobbyists don't. Yeah.
There was one time a couple summers ago, I actually got poison ivy twice in one summer from photo shoots because I'm
Extension.
Okay. Sorry, I'm very interested in going to the East Coast. It's something that I've actually been talking to a couple of my cosplay partners with. What con would you recommend for somebody who hasn't been to an East Coast con before? I know it's a hard question.
Okay, so first of all, I haven't been to New York Comic Con and some of the really, really famous ones, which is crazy because I know I need to. I've been to a lot of them. I have not been to all of them. From the ones that I have gone to, the ones that I have the most fun at are MagFest, which is like CatScon because it's the same building, like that very famous, gorgeous building. I'm kind of tired of it because I know it so well, but like it's very famous for being very beautiful, and so I love that building and I love that con. But MagFest I enjoy a little bit more just because it has it stands for Music and Gaming Festival, and so they have a room that's just filled with pinball machines that you can play for free. They have like Dance Dance Revolution. They have tons of games
Like
that you
the
can
old
play.
school DDR, not like the weird one.
They have tons of games, and then they have all night music by like nerdy bands.
I did not know that Mag.
It's amazing.
Yep.
That's so weird. It's an amazing con, and I really love it. I would love to guest there one day. That is a big dream for me. But yeah, MagFest, and then Hallmat is like a super fun because it's a Christmas convention, and for me, like it's cold around December, and so going to like warm Florida is kind of nice because it's like, okay, break from the colds, let's be warm for a little bit, and it's also just very fun. People really get into the spirit of the season. They make really fun costumes, and it's a really pretty con, and lots of people go to Disney, like tons of fun stuff.
Wipe the paint. Oh yeah. Oh, here he goes. Okay, so Raul says, I was there earlier for 4 hours. I'll be there Saturday and Sundays. Cool. So make sure you stop by and see us. And Jake says, sometimes I laugh at anything with painting videos and they're wearing gloves since I usually just wipe it off on my clothes. I build sets at a theater.
I actually I'm a huge theater kid. I have been doing theater for many years. And
Me too,
I'm also a licensed cosmetologist, and so there's not a single clothing item that I own that's comfortable that doesn't have like hair dye or paint or like all my nice clothes stay in the closet because like half the time I'm like, you're gonna get dust particles, I'm gonna get paint or something on you, so like I have to protect my nice clothing.
So I'm not that, so I'll forget that I'm wearing something nice. Like I was wearing my Diva
It's the worst.
I was gonna say Todoroki, my Diva Toki Doki shirt, and I was staining wood, and I was like,
oh no, staining is scary.
And I was lucky that I didn't get it get, well, I got a little bit, but it was very unnoticeable, but I'm really bad at that. And then I have an Overwatch Widowmaker t-shirt that I bleach on, but
Of course.
I'm so
have
bad.
this really cool pair of pants that are like black and white with like really cool designs on them. And the first day I got them, I got a little tiny drop of hair dye on them, and I was so mad because it's like red.
Oh. No, my partner makes fun of me because she is like the pristine, like she can paint stuff and not get paint anywhere. I don't know how she does it.
I'm a color outside the lines kind of person.
Oh yeah, no,
I've
that's
never-
what she makes fun of me so bad because every PJ I own, I swear to God, has paint stains or
Yes.
something on it because I'm just like sitting there doing my job and I'm
I
just
still
covered.
have my theater like PJ pants that say like backstage on the butt, and just all of them have like.
oh my God, that is
paint.
so 2000.
It is, but like all of my pants from that era are like covered in theater paint and now cosplay paint, and they're just like paint everywhere.
Oh my gosh.
And yet I go out in public in them sometimes.
So I've been doing a lot more resin, and one of my nightgowns that I love has resin on it because I'm just like whatever.
Not the nightgowns.
So we'll get Thermo back on here, but yeah, Jillian, if you have anything else you want to let everybody know and where they can find you online.
I'm Jillian Foxglove on all platforms. Come hang
Like
out.
Jillian, J or G?
G, like Gillian Anderson. You know, redheads got to stick together. I'm a huge D&D player. I love Ren Fair, and I do a lot of that content. So if you like anime and you like cosplay, but if you always also like D&D and other kinds of stuff like that, I'm your gal.
Well,
Yeah, we're gonna be friends.
what your panel?
So yeah, my panel on Sunday is Dungeon Master 101.
I saw that one.
Yep, that'll be me. I'm so excited to see fellow female D&D nerds. Thank you for joining the community.
Absolutely.
I don't mean to steal the mic, but like I've been playing D&D forever, and like I felt like until about like 4 years ago, I was the only girl. Oh, Lena, you're in front of the camera. Until
again.
like 4 years ago, I feel like I was the only like female in my community that played D&D. But like it's so great because it's gotten so popular. Even in the anime community, we have like a lot of D&D people getting like really into the anime community. We get a lot of D&D players, which is absolutely amazing, and
I've
I'm
been
so
playing since I
excited.
was 13, so it's been a lifelong thing, and I'm so lucky that I have a couple other really awesome non-binary and female players that I get to play with. And my dungeon master, I always tell people he is on the level of Matt Mercer and Brendan Lee Mulligan, and I am so spoiled because he is such a good storyteller.
But so I'm not huge in D&D. I love it. I've played it. I just cannot like dedicate myself to it. But have you guys? No one's ever heard of Bessem, Big Eyes Small Mouth. It is D&D. It's anime D&D.
Yeah.
Like it's anime D&D, and it's like I will find information for you guys. 'Cause I feel like that's something that you would really like.
Yeah.
Because I know you're huge in D&D.
When it hits 60 minutes, let us know.
We'll bring Jake on in a second. So thank you so much, Jillian. And then Jillian, you have a table here too.
I do. Come check me out. I'm just down that way.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you so much.
Yeah,
and we'll see you
absolutely.
tomorrow.
Have a
Okay.
good one, guys.
Thank you. Come on over here, Mr. Pumpkin. I'm gonna switch out. So you want to sit here, Sam? You're okay? Okay. Come on, sit down here.
I like my favorite seat.
We're gonna introduce you. Go ahead and tell us about yourself and what you're doing and whatever you want.
Oh, of course. Hi, I'm Jake with Magic and Mischief Cosplay. Whether I'm Magic or Mischief kind of depends on the day. With my wife, Hannah. She couldn't make it today, but she'll be here tomorrow. And let's see, I think we've been cosplaying going on 10 years right about now. Of course, it all starts with taking Halloween a bit more seriously. But I want to say about 10 years ago might have been when our first convention was somewhere around there. But then I started selling artwork from this little technique I picked up during college, and so now we have a table whenever we can at any given Valley convention. But it's been a lot of fun.
I'm stealing the mic back from you. I'll make this easier. Don't unplug it, Sam. Don't be a jinx. Anyways, you unplugged it earlier. So, I mean, your artwork's really cool. Why don't you tell people how you do your art? Because I think it's really interesting. You kind of draw a little bit differently than most people do. So, you want to talk about that?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
Of course. Let's see. It all started when I had this drawing and rendering class at NAU. Credit Kate Ellis, I love you. And she brought up this concept of using Prismacolor black pencil on black paper, actually. and essentially only drawing where the light hits in an image. So your brain sort of fills in the rest. Yeah. And yeah, a lot of people see it, and they're reminded of I think it's a Batman animated series where they start out on black, and found out that it turned out to be pretty unique, and people were interested. So we just kept cranking out more artwork, and now we have a pretty big portfolio.
I play a lot of Fallout 76, and your outfit right now is giving me Fallout 76 because it's the Halloween season right now, and you can get a pumpkin suit, and you can get the black with the orange or the orange with the black reversed, and I'm just like, so did you come out of the wastelands? What's going on here? But that's really awesome. Now, I own some of Jake's work, and it's beautiful. I love it. So what else are you wearing this weekend?
Let's see. I can't remember which day's which. That might be more in Hannah's head, but we'll be doing Augustine and Julieta from Encanto one day, and then let's see, we'll be back as I'm having a brain fart. Let's see, is that in? Yeah, that's right. It was Daisy and Luigi. Thanks.
I was like, I know it's Mario or Donkey Kong, something like one of those genres that you were, or one of those games or themes. So yeah, that's awesome. Did you have any questions, Jinx?
Well, I don't know. Did you read the comment? I have a comment here from Jake. Oh my God, it's me. Asterisk Matt is watching the booth. Just FYI. So yeah, here at Cos Talk Live, we've kind of become like the base of operations for a lot of cosplayers. Am I too far? Okay. We're kind of the base of operations for a lot of cosplayers. So we kind of have an army helping out our booth, but we also want to help other cosplayers too. So that's why Matthew is over assisting Jake, because Jake is manning his booth alone today so that Jake can be here for us. So a couple of things, guys. We do have a Halloween contest. Stop touching it. Oh my God, stop touching it. Sorry, I keep touching it with my gloves, I think. So we do have a Halloween contest on Sunday, because I was like, that would be great if you don't have anything else to wear on Sunday. It can be whatever you want. Yeah, it's a really fun, easygoing Halloween costume contest. And then they mentioned Julieta and Augustine. Is Augustine? The Julieta was made by one of our co-hosts, Ambrose Cosplay, and it's gorgeous. So if you love Encanto, come see them at their booth tomorrow. Our lovely, lovely Liz, who has moved to California. Liz, how dare you? She made that for them. So yeah. So anything else you want to mention? Anybody else? Yeah. What is your favorite art that you've made?
Oh, let's see. My favorite one. I don't know. At this point, I might have to just kind of put it into a genre. But the one I kind of appreciate right now is this one I have of a hobbit sitting in front of his fireplace. Because of course I remember that little quote from The Hobbit where I can't remember if it's in the book or not, but Thorin says, "If anyone valued a warm hearth over gold, the world may be a merrier place." So yeah, it just kind of gives us a nice homey feeling. He's sitting in front of a fire, with his pipe, and there's some wine on the table behind him. And, yeah, I really like that one.
And so, what were your expectations? Sorry, I keep touching the mic.
You touch it, it will disconnect, and then it'll go mute.
I'm sorry, I'm bad. I'm gonna pass the mic to Sam after this because I'm being bad girl. There's more friends over there. I thought I saw the Sophie. Oh yeah, wait on deck for us. We'll bring you on after Jake. She's here now. Okay. Hi, this is our other friends. I'm gonna pass the mic to you, and you introduce yourself and kind of talk a little bit about yourself.
I'm Hermione of HRH Geeky Creations. I've been cosplaying since I was 12. And I'm 17 now, so it's been a while. I'm an award-winning competitor and pretty exciting.
Me. Okay. So we've got two guests here, and we actually invited them. We love these guys, and that's why we wanted to bring them out, out and represent the community a little bit. So why don't you, Hermione, talk about your last win? Yeah, I want to hear about that.
So I went up to Salt Lake City and competed up there in an Arya Stark that I made as accurate to the movie as I could. I hand quilted the entire top to it, the skirt I made, and I made bias tape and pants out of leather and everything. It is absolutely boiling, and I did not expect that I would win anything because you walk into the master's room and you look over into the novice room and it's like, oh my God. And then we get through prejudge and they gave us fruit snacks at the end, which was very nice. And then we went up on stage and there was another Arya there competing too. And we managed to get a picture of us doing the Spider-Man point to each other. So it was very fun. And then I got to get third place in Masters category at 17, which was very exciting. It was my second time building the costume. The first time I was 14, so my skills weren't completely up to par yet, but now it looks very nice. I'll be wearing it on Sunday if everyone wants to come see it.
And I think that's so important because we get a little bit of ableists and ageists kind of filtering through the internet. But honestly, if you want to cosplay, do it. It doesn't matter how young you are. It doesn't matter how old you are. Just have fun. That's really it is, especially if you're a crafter and you just love crocheting, if you love sewing, if you love foam building, anything. And even if you just want to wear costumes and just join us, like, it doesn't matter what age you are, like, have fun, go do it because dreams do come true.
So you want to talk about ages? I mean, the four of us right here, we span like almost like 30 years from like literally like 17, 20s, 30s, almost 40. Yes, I'm almost 40.
I'm actually 78 years old.
You got the Benjamin Button thing going on. And we have different like walks of life. Like your father, Jake's a father. They have a little cute bitty little baby. So like cosplay should be for everybody. And if it's something you want to do, I know that like even Sam's mom started cosplaying like a couple years ago because all her kids were doing it. And she's like, well, I want to do it too now. So I want to hear a little more about how cosplay changed for you guys because I think Darcy's what, 2?
Almost 3.
Almost 3. So tell me about what cosplay's like now for you and Hannah.
Well, as you can imagine, it's a little bit more. Well, we can buy that part, but what's really wonderful about it now is now we get to have our little munchkin considered in our group cosplay because that's always been our thing is couples and groups cosplays, and so we went to D23 Expo as Augustine Julieta and Mirabelle, who she has the most wonderfully naturally curly hair you'd ever seen. So it was pretty darn adorable. But she's getting to the age where we're trying to give her a few more choices and things. And for Halloween, we got her this little Jack Skellington skirt and what I was pleasantly surprised about was how she can actually sit for makeup. She's barely talking, can't quite do a full sentence yet, but she knows how to hold still. So I can do the little black here and the Jack Skellington smile there, and it's a lot of fun. It's just getting those new cosplay adventures. Really, there's those times where I'm working on something and I have to put it way up here so she doesn't reach it or get into it, but it's worth it.
So what got you into cosplay? Was it just like there and so you wanted to jump in? I know with us, cosplay was very niche when we started. So you kind of either had to be introduced to the community or just get really lucky to really just get into cosplay. Yeah, or just get really brave. that was it. Just be brave. So what was the catalyst for you?
So my sister is super into WWE wrestling, and one of the cons over in Phoenix brought a bunch of the wrestlers, so she had to go to meet the wrestlers, and I was just like a sidekick who went because my sister was going, and then I saw all the costumes and I was like, what? I could do that. It can't be that hard. It is kind of that hard. We figured it out.
John Cena, by the way, my height.
Yeah. So I actually have another question for you, Hermione, because you said you started at 12. Okay, so and obviously now you're going into masters, you're kind of taking a lot more serious approach into costuming. So what was your transition like as a 12-year-old that's like, yeah, that looks like fun, to like, I think I might want to do this for real?
It was kind of sitting there and realizing like I had all of these skills already. Why not apply them to something huge? And I tend to go pretty far into the things that I enjoy. So it was really easy to just take the step into just diving headfirst into it.
It's so far away. And then you've got plans for school. Do you want to talk about that? Like, is that okay to ask about? Okay.
So I'm mostly applying for marine biology programs, but I am
in Arizona.
My top one right now is Duke University. But I am applying to a couple sewing schools. Like I'm doing the University of Edinburgh, which has a fantastic sewing program that gave rise to a bunch of the Game of Thrones costume designers. So that's huge. And I'm also looking at the Royal School of Speech and Drama, who has a costume construction, which is a lot closer to what I do now of taking pictures and transferring it into patterns and then full-blown costumes instead of designing them.
See, guys, it's just like years and years and years ago when your parents were like, you can't make money making video games. People are now. And so when your parents were like, you can't make money doing cosplay, well, you can. You can make it a career, which is really great. Or you can just do it for fun like we do, right? So, guys, thank you so much. I want to mention Jake and Hannah have a table, Magic and Mischief Cosplay, with Jake's beautiful art. And, of course, they're so cute couples cosplays. So if you are coming, please stop by and see them. Hermione, HRH Geeky Creations, will be a floating cosplayer. Like, you can find them here at our booth or wandering around. And then Jake mentioned what they're wearing, but can you mention what you're wearing the rest of the weekend?
So tomorrow I'll be wearing my Jinx from Arcane costume, and then on Sunday we're doing Arya Stark.
All right. Well, thank you so much, guys, for joining us. We're about to wrap up our show, so I'll let you get back to your obligations, and Matt, I guess, can be relieved and not frape you anymore. So take care, guys. We will see you. Yeah, we'll see you tomorrow. So, guys, it's been really wonderful, and I actually like that it's really quiet. It's kind of like the calm before the storm, and we've just had a nice time talking to the other cosplayers. Like, how are you? I'm tired. I'll be honest. I'm tired. How are you feeling?
I'm tired. But this is con number 2 this month, so like I'm tired. But 3 is after this. So I had Penty last weekend. I have UwU this weekend, and then I have Geek Girl next weekend. Yeah, no. When I first was like, oh yeah, sure, I can help out with these things, I didn't check the dates. But this has been lovely. I actually am really happy with how low key it's been, because this is my first South Con, and so like I'm learning a lot, and I get to see the community, and I got to walk around Vendors Hall, which is what I wanted to do. I also got to do some signing stuff, and like it's been nice that I kind of like it was a baby step into the water, and like I feel like I can handle tomorrow, because I was really nervous. So like I'm like, okay, well, I was able to handle all this. I know where everything is here, because like the location is huge, and there's so much going on in totally different locations within the building itself. And so it's kind of like, okay, well, now I know where everything is, which is really nice. And like I just feel a little more confident, I think, which was nice.
And for all of us, because this is all new for all of us, I was also nervous, like, believe it or not. And then when we actually came into this vendors hall, and some people might say there's not enough vendors because it's very spaced out, but I think it is amazing, because Phoenix Fan Fusion gets so crowded, and that's great. You're selling tickets, you got lots of numbers, you got lots of vendors. It feels safer. There's more distance, especially in our new era of, kind of like germophobias and stuff, and people in costume as well. Like if you're not a cosplayer, when you're in costume, you already feel uncomfortable. It doesn't matter what you're wearing. Like, if you always feel like 10% more uncomfortable in cosplay, at least, regardless of what it is, right? And then depending on if you've got makeup or whatever. Like, I've got this giant hood. I keep adjusting. So there's just things that happen. And then add in like a crowded convention hall, and then there's lots of people. It can be really anxiety inducing.
I'm scared. I'm honestly scared to walk around tomorrow. Like, this was a great run, because I have like an extra foot off my back, but tomorrow I'm gonna have like an extra 2 feet. So like I'm a little nervous about walking around, but like the fact that it's so spacious is like, oh, I can probably wear my big costume and I won't have too many issues, which is nice.
So other events, like I said, other events don't have this much space. Like our aisles are really, really huge here. They're like almost double the size of what it like our other events are. And this already makes me feel good because even if it's going to be like 10,000 people, it's a huge space. And I also love that I know there's a lot of walking, but I do like things to be in different areas, not everything crammed into one space. So they've got all the signings in one other room, which will also be the costume contest and the anime raves. They've got the food, which you can access without a ticket. So great. Is outside in the atrium. And then they've got panel rooms that are a little bit off to the side. So it really depends. Everyone has kind of their different flavor. Like some people don't want to go very far. And I can understand if they've never been here. Obviously, Sam and I have walked the floor, so we knew where things were already. But no one else has ever been here for a con. So I think as years go, it'll be more streamlined. It'll just be more, I like it. I think it's great.
And one little thing that I was a little nervous about is like it's a sports complex, so I really wasn't sure what we were up against. But honestly, these rubber floorings, the matted floorings, are lovely. My feet don't hurt nearly as bad as they could have because like it's matte. It's like literally like rubber mats that I usually use for work for like fatigue mats. So it's kind of nice that it's not like cement floors. I feel a little bit better about that.
Actually, that's a good point. And this is the first like anime convention that Bell Bank has held. And, you know, Sam and I have been working a lot with the organizers, and especially with cosplayers, there's been like, oh, be careful of what you're wearing, this or that. And it never occurred to me that, like, yeah, other convention centers, like, it's exhausting just walking around. So if you are coming tomorrow, just be aware that there are some restrictions on footwear. We will have some things at our repair booth if you do run into some issues, but do try to avoid stiletto heels, very sharp heels. Block heels are okay, wedges are okay. It's literally just the flooring issue. Yeah, well, I don't have a heel. So guys, we are going to wrap it up. Thank you so much. Joe says, oh, I saw your comment here. Looking forward to seeing everyone tomorrow. Yes, please be sure to say hi. Again, we have a lounge, a changing space, a quiet space, a safe space. We are a safe space for anybody that feels uncomfortable. You can come to us. We actually created a safe word. So if you're maybe in a situation that you're uncomfortable with and we're nearby, you could say bubbles and we'll come and rescue you, because we know not everyone is comfortable saying something, you know, that they're not comfortable. So come by and see us. If you're feeling lonely, we love to take you in. And
you just need a seat. If you just need to sit down for a few minutes, we have lots of seats.
So our lounge is a lounge when we're not live. So please come, feel free to socialize and bring us coffee as your payment. Hello. Oh, come on here real quick. I know we're going overtime. We're going to wrap it up, but we invited a bunch of cosplayers around. Hi. Hi. So this is December rain. So December rain. Oh, my
you're stabbing me.
I'm stabbing
right here.
Yeah, there. So we're just about to wrap up, but I just want you to tell people your handles and what you're going to be for the rest of the weekend.
So it's a secret.
Oh, okay.
So you guys, it's a secret for the weekend, and my Instagram is the official December Rain. You can find me here. I'm a featured model back in the corner. Tomorrow, it's going to be a party in my spot. So make sure you guys come by. And then the rave tomorrow, I'm featured to be dancing, and I have 2 surprise guests. And what is it? Out of town cosplayer. So, yes. So it's going to be exciting. Make sure you guys are at the rave tomorrow. And make sure you're here. UwU.
Thank you so much. So sorry to like pop you in and pop you out, because we're just about to wrap up. So yeah, we'll be live again tomorrow. Yeah. So guys, remember our cosplayers have the tables, and there's an anime rave every night. We stream live every Sunday is our normal schedule at 12 p.m. Pacific Daylight or Mountain Standard Time on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Tomorrow, guys, we will be live at 1:30 Pacific. Be sure to check us out. And we're busy. Like prejudging is 4 o'clock here, and then the costume contest is 7 o'clock. Oh my God, but at least come by and say hi. Any last words?
Come have fun.
Oh, and drink lots of water.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm learning that. Yeah, no, I've gone through like 2 extra water bottles I normally wouldn't have at a con.
Yeah. So, and if you guys ever feel, just come see us and we'll take care of you. All right. Thank you so much for tuning in, guys. We will see you tomorrow. Ooh. Do your UwU face.